say, first off, I'm really glad I don't have to follow Gary today because I've seen a sneak peek of it, and it's awesome. But I wanted to talk a little bit about NPM dependencies that we've started to build up. Now, as we sort of switched, I guess in the last 6 or so months to microservices and re-architecting our front-end applications in React, we started to see certain things popping up along the way, which perhaps we didn't have before. So we kind of started to produce Swagger docs for our microservices, and they look pretty consistent, I guess, in terms of the look and feel across the different microservices. We've got this kind of ping dashboard, which allows us to see what versions are in the different environments for our services. We started to redesign our apps on the front end, and they're starting, I think, to have a new look and feel and a similarity that we're trying to bring. Now, a lot of this is, when I first joined, there was a lot of duplication going on in what we were putting together for the new microservices. And so the first thing we tackled was we set up something called Nexus. Now, I'm conscious that a lot of the things about all the things that we put in Nexus and a lot of the information, knowledge around that is kind of in my head, in Mark Salvin's head, maybe in Dana's head, who's gone. And we've written a lot of documentation around it as well. But the idea of this talk really is to try and disseminate some of the knowledge, very briefly, about the different NPM dependencies that we've put together to allow us to do some of the things I've just shown you. So first of all, what is Nexus? So it kind of acts as a kind of proxy between your local machine and the outside world for providing NPM dependencies. So when you set up Nexus and you configure your project using a few simple steps, so you have an npm-rc file, which you put this stuff in here. If you actually want to publish to Nexus, you need this in your package JSON, and then you can run npm publish, and you can publish what you want into the Nexus. And Nexus kind of acts as a kind of proxy. So when you install dependencies, first it goes to Nexus. If Nexus has your dependency, it serves it back up. If it doesn't, it goes out to the wide world and then caches it. And for the node side of things, we've been able to develop a number of different dependencies. So first of all, we've got this idea of the ww monitoring dependency. And simply, all you do is you require it in, and then you pass into the ping endpoint the express instance. And that means that will automatically, behind the scenes, it will wire a route in your microservice on /ping, and it will read the name and version from the package JSON file in your application. And what happens in the Jenkins build actually is we increment the version in the package JSON when you commit to master, so you get an accurate view of what's being deployed. We also have in the monitoring package the ability to describe the health of the service, so you can wire in these two elements here. So this defines that I want, when you hit /health on the service, it will ping the advice engine in this case to check that that's in existence. And we're passing in here a mongoose schema, and that will ping Mongo to check that we can actually talk to the Mongo that we have attached. So we have Mongo database attached in the activation service and the auth service and others as well in Jarvis, and this is a really helpful thing that we can wire into our different microservices. And the outcome is that when you hit /health, you get a little payload like that, and that's actually utilized by that ping dashboard. So the ping dashboard pings the /ping and /health of all our services to check that it's all okay. Some other things that are interesting is the logging. So you'll see as well when our app starts up, we wire in these 3 logging packages, and what these automatically do, these will automatically log requests coming in. They will bind a correlation ID if it's not already set. So this allows us to track requests as they make their way through the different services in our system. And so, for example, if I register a route here, I can get access to the correlation ID. And so, for example, if the email service or the activation service is talking to the customer service, and the activation service has issued a correlation ID, the customer service won't generate a new one. It will log the one it's been sent, if that makes sense. And so you can go into log stash and you should be able to see that. We've also got the validation dependency as well, so you can wire this into your express route. So if I'm registering a post endpoint, I can say that I want I want the payload sent in the body to be validated, checking that there's a name field in the body. And you can use this really nice Joy library, which allows us to, in a Fluent API, kind of check, that it has sort of a minimum of certain characters, or that it matches this regex, or whatever. And you can have whole nested validation of big payloads that are sent as well. We've got the utils package. It's very useful for encrypting, decrypting, and checking API keys and so on. Please look into that if you want, if you wish. The Swagger as well. So we've got this by doing these two things, including the Swagger UI dependency. You can use the utils package to essentially register the Swagger project in your microservice. That means that if you hit /docs in our microservices, then these are available. All you need as well is just to define an API YAML file, and the outcome of that is you get a Swagger interface like /docs in your projects. So as I've kind of shown, it's very easy for you to very quickly include a few dependencies, and you get routes on /ping, /health, /docs, and you get that all done for free basically. And on the front end side of things, we've created something called ww-client-utils, and since we how long have I got?
1 minute 36.
1 minute. So quickly, since we moved to tokens, we have to, in many places, we actually have to build in the ability to make requests, and if we get a 401 from the engine, we then need to refresh the token and handle that whole flow. And what we've done is we've created an HTTP client wrapper around a JavaScript HTTP client. What you can see here is using sort of ES6 syntax here to make a request to the engine. And because we're using the HTTP client in our package, it will handle the whole flow of refreshing a token and logging you out if that token is stale, if you like. So again, it's just a very thin wrapper around making requests to the server. And very finally, we've got this React toolkit, which is really, really useful because it's allowed us to create different components, and they're all styled using a kind of material UI style. And just one word of warning about that project is we found that trying to create another wrapper around an already existing wrapper around React kind of became a bit sort of counterproductive. It allowed us to build the UI for contributions, and we've used it as well in the new dashboard. So these things are kind of being shared across our microservices, and if you want to know more, just please come and talk to me. If you feel any of the documentation's lacking, then we'll get it on our backlog and make it more helpful for you guys to use. And that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, is there a default template we can use, or maybe are there plans for us to do a default project generated that wires all of this in? Because I imagine we would want to reuse them a lot, and we would want to maintain some sort of consistency between them.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah, so in answer, there's two answers to that. So on the
Alexa, stop. I never.
Thank you, Stella.
So the first answer to that is that there is, if you go to Bitbucket, there is a boilerplate that we can copy for microservices that's pretty much up to date.
What's it called?
Let me refresh my memory of that. It's called, it's just gone from my mind temporarily. In terms of the front ends, if I was to copy one, then there isn't a separate project at the moment. But for the microservices, there is.
Okay.
So.
Ready?